But okay.
You know what else people worry about,
What's that?
John? As we're going through lessons, a lot of people don't think it's okay. And I run into this all the time, and I don't understand it. They don't think it's okay to borrow hard money, right? They think like, I need to have the cash to do this, or I can't pay 10 or 12% for hard money because that's too expensive. You know what's a lot more expensive? Not doing a
Right.
deal because you didn't have the cash, or maybe taking on a partner like I did. I wasn't borrowing money. I could have borrowed money at 18% with 20% down and kept all the
Right.
profit. You know, and I had to learn that the hard way and learn the math to really figure that out. But nobody's more expensive than a partner. So use debt. You know, I like bringing partners on because I like sharing wins with my friends. I like the people around me to know if I say, hey, here's a deal we're going to buy, they don't have to look at it. They go, awesome, Hanson's buying it. Every deal I've ever done, I put my own money in. I used to be the lead investor in everything I did. You know, now my equity contribution has gone down, but you know, I'm closing a $6 million apartment deal next month. I'm putting 10% of the money in, like 13, 14 guys that put into it. And that is, I mean, I'm one of the largest investors.
That's really cool.
So,
I mean, to see and it's a relatively short period of time if everybody thinks about it. 2008, 9, 10. I mean, the market's still kind of trending down. Then after that, it starts to go up, and you look at the last 10 years, kind of what you've built as far as like, you know, again, do what you say you're going to do and outwork everybody. There's a couple things I want to touch on, and that is, well, I'm going to jump into one of them. Like, I think you should be in this space. You know, you work with me. I'm learning from you. I appreciate the relationship. You know, basically mentoring me and pushing me up into a new, you know, to think bigger, right? There's not a lot of people doing commercial real estate. And if they're doing commercial real estate, they're not doing a variety. So I know where I'm at, but I also, you know, people watching, I do a lot of different types of commercial real estate, but my threshold, my ceilings, you know, I would say closer to 3 million, where Chris's bottom's like 5, right? So to give viewers, for people listening, an idea. So Chris, like he's been touching on, he touched it on several different times here. It's like your time and energy in the deals are all pretty relative, right? So whether you're making 10,000 or 100,000 or a million or 10 million a deal, you know, your time and energy is basically spent the same. Yeah, probably on 10 million, it might be a little bit more, but you guys understand the theory there. So, you know, talking to you and walking through this right now, I mean, are you thinking, I mean, we've had a little bit of a conversation about it before, but getting into the space and helping people, you know, that are maybe plateaued, get into, you know, more commercial investing, and what does that look like?
yeah.
Did I just put you on the hot box? I'm gonna back up real quick on something else. You know, there's a lot of people out there, Chris, that, you know, they're gurus, right? All these gurus that are out there, that are self-promoting, you know, and I'm not saying I'm not, I don't consider myself a guru. I don't consider any of that stuff. So I know I promote my own stuff, but I'm promoting the products and stuff that I put out, and our team members and things like that. But I mean, you know, I know you drive fancy cars and do all this stuff, but I know you're also not posting all that stuff. You're more promoting, like, you know, the business that you do, leading with that. And I think one thing that I really respect about you is, you know, that you're proud of the work that you do and the relationships that you've built. So that's what you lead with. And so many people that say they're doing all these big things, but you never see it. You just see the flashiness, right? But you never see the product. And I would guess with the 80 hours plus a week that you're working, it's because you love the game and you love the business, right? And so you want to show those things and show those wins, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. But my point being is I think that you would be a phenomenal person to help people through the process to kind of, you know, bring them up, like 10x their business, if you will. So
Yeah.
again, I know.
So yeah, you did put me on the spot, John. No, I have been approached by several pretty big groups to do something in the education space. Um, I have friends that are in it, you know, influencers as they call themselves. I mean, my partner, I'm buying apartment buildings with Tarek, the HGTV flipper flop, you know, and he's a close friend. He's not a guru that's selling a dream that he doesn't do.
Of course.
You know, I mean, we buy apartment buildings together. We're about to buy our second one. Um, I know guys like that and people in that education space. I think there will be a day when it makes sense for me to do it. It's something that I want to do, but I don't half-ass things. So and you mentioned the hours. I mean, I'm not working 80 hours a week these days. I'm probably working 60 hours a week, but I love every second of it. I mean, I'm excited to meet with my team. We've got 11 people in our office. I just have a kick-ass team around me. It's fun. We're all having a good time doing what we do. I will play in an education product. I need to figure out a way for it to make sense. I like to give back, you know, and I don't mean that I'm important and I should be giving back like that, but I mean, like, I know I have knowledge that would be helpful to people.
Of course.
I like to build people up. I mean, I've created multiple millionaires, not just in my investors, but also in business partners. I think every partner I had one deal that I didn't like how it went, one partnership, but every other partnership I've had has, I'll say, been successful enough that even if the business is no longer good, because we shut it down for one reason or another, we're still friends. We're still partners. We still invest in things together. I'm a relationship guy, and you know, I know there will be a time, probably not too far off, where I'm more focused on how to transition more. I mean, I'm working my way out of my company. We've got a 2-year time horizon, just under that, actually. I'll be 40 in April of 23.
Old, man. Getting old.
I know, timing out over here. I have some guys in my company that I'm working on transitioning some things to, and you know, they're kicking ass and making progress towards that. And the closer that, and we've had this plan in place for a while, the closer I get to that, I can't just sit at home. I mean, I don't even know what to do on vacation. I pull a laptop out and I start working because I like to work deals. I like numbers, but we'll get there. You know?
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. I think it's a question I get all the time. I don't know about you, but you know, you always get the family members that say you work too hard, you don't work so much, or you know, but there is, and to that, I just love what I do, so I don't think about it as work. So I'm not even going to touch on that, but I am going to say, like, how do you balance? Like, do you have like a shut off? Like, hey, I'm going to give home life this time and kind of just shut it off. Do you have that at all? I mean, I know you just said when you're on vacation, but you know, you're sitting at a pool or whatever, it's kind of like quiet time anyway. So, but when you, like on the weekends, for example, do you block that off?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I get on the phone as much as it takes, but I like getting away and walking away from my phone. I mean, I work, I go to bed early. I'm not out at the bars partying. I'm not out drinking all the time. I like to exercise a lot. I'm focused on me and my mental health, my physical health. So I'll get up at 4 and read. I mean, you and I have had 5 a.m. conversations on deals. I get a lot more done between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. when the phone really starts ringing.
Right.
From an efficiency standpoint, I usually shut it down by 6 at night and go have dinner, hang out with my kids, you know, until they go to sleep 8:30. And if I need to, I get back online and work. But
you know. Yeah, this is another thing, like being in the commercial space, really the commercial space is kind of a 9 to 5, like you're going to work with brokers.
I'm a banker, John.
I know. But for the most part, the people around us are working in that box, which makes it, I'll be honest with you, it makes it a little nice where it's not, I don't know, not getting that phone call at 8 o'clock at night on Saturday to come look at a deal. And I will go look at those deals still. Don't get me wrong. I just don't get those calls.
Like I love that you do, buddy.
What's that?
I love that you do. Let me know if you like it. I'll get the money ready.
Yeah. Work smart, not hard. Okay, so we've touched on a lot, uh, today. I appreciate your time. Uh, you know, what's next? What's next for Chris Hansen?
Well, we actually launched all three of those funds this year. We're putting 100 million towards debt, and I didn't touch on that on how my allocation works, but I keep my money in three buckets. It's debt, which I've been doing for years. I like to keep a few million there. That's just cash flow every month. It's liquid. It's a hedge. You can't lose it in lending. Worst case, you end up owning the property. Then my middle bucket is multifamily, or I'll say value add, multifamily and industrial. And then my riskier bucket is the development stuff. And it's riskier because of time, right?
Right.
I know exactly what the market conditions are today. If you go and buy a house today, you have reasonable expectation of what the market will be in 45 days when you're done renovating and you're going to resell. The longer that window is, the more uncertainty there is, the higher the risk is, meaning I need more reward. So I'm focused on those three areas unless my arm gets twisted hard enough into some sort of an education thing. I think I lean a little more towards like a live event or some sort of community building.
Right.
I'm really big on the community of investors, and ours has steadily grown, and I like that. So, I think we'll probably put some sort of a event on, and maybe an information product. But I'm really big on there needs to be value
Right.
for both sides.
Yep.
And I think a lot of guys in the space have only valued both of them. If it's not actionable, if the people who are involved can't get a result, I'm not going to play. I need everybody to win, or we won't be able to repeat it.
Yeah. No, it's I like it. And you already have proven it over and over. So I'm looking forward to the day when you do that, and I'd love to check it out. So yeah.
Sweet.
For people watching, what's your Instagram handle? Like, how do people get hold of you? What's your website?
Yeah. It's _ Chris, CHRIS _ Hanson, HANSON. Company is Hanson Capital. Both are on Instagram. And if you've got a deal, shoot me a deal and reference your show. Email chris@hansonre.com and reference John, and I'll know who I owe a dinner to.
There you go.
And we'll take it from there.
Well, hey, I appreciate you coming on this evening. Thank you very much. I'm sure the people watching it and viewing it as well will. And there's a lot of great nuggets in here. Your story is, a lot of people just struggling in the beginning and working their way through it. Like, any advice that you would give somebody that's coming up or looking at getting started in real estate, what advice would you give them, or even your younger self when you got started that you didn't know now, or that you didn't know but know now?
I know what you mean. Doing what you say you'll do is so critical, because you're only going to get one shot with guys that are ahead of you, right? You screw them around, like, they're not trying to hear excuses. I just don't care.
Right.
This is what I need to happen. If it doesn't happen, like, sorry. And then really, I would say, people tell me to focus all the time. And if I focused, I'd be more successful. And that might be true, but we'll never know, because I like to chase shiny objects, and I'm going to keep looking at things that entertain me, because if I wasn't entertained, I wouldn't be doing
Right.
it. So if you can become an expert in any one area, wherever you are in the country, if you can pick out your neighborhood or the part of town that's hot right now that you want to understand, whether that's housing or apartments or whatever it is, if you go and learn that and learn your basics, so many guys fail to learn just the basic numbers of what goes into it. And there's resources for that. Just be an expert at what you're going to go do, and then go ask somebody who's got money if they'll back you to do it. I take those calls all the time, and I'm shocked at what people show up with. Things that I wouldn't know you could get, right? Like, we were talking about one of your students, John. You had a deal that was like, come on, John, that's not realistic. They don't have that. And they did. And what did we do? We wrote him a 6-figure check to hand it over.
Yeah.
That guy, if somebody told him what his business plan was, they would have said, that doesn't make any sense. But, I'm a big believer in that. Every no gets me closer to the yes.
Right.
Keep working. You get there. Goes by quick.
The grind. I love it. Do what you say you're going to do and outwork everybody. Really, I mean, the secret, that is the secret. I think when I worked at Washington Mutual, the president would always say, there's no substitute for hard work. And that's so true. And a lot of people are looking for the shortcut. You could work smart too, but work your ass off at the same time and do what you say you're going to do.
Yeah. Working hard, can catch up with working smart.
Right. Right.
And the harder I work, the luckier I get. That's the other one I always liked.
It's true. I like the rents due behind you. What's the other one say?
Yeah, so we got rents due, and then set goals and go. We've got. I was always a big Monopoly fan growing up. I still like playing it with the kids and everything. My girlfriend and I compete pretty aggressively on Monopoly, but we've got those all over the office.
I like it.
Good sayings. Yeah.
Well, again, thank you very much. Appreciate your time. Looking forward to your training program that you're gonna launch. I'm throwing that out there. You guys, I'd like to see Chris out there mentoring people. That's all. So I'm going to tease him a little bit about it. I know that he already goes out and speaks to people, to investors, but sharing that knowledge to investors that are coming up, is kind of what I'm referring to. Not just people that want to invest, but you can, if you guys want to ping Chris, you want to invest, ping him. Again, he's got a great track record. Even though all those disclosures you have to say, we'll throw those in there wherever they go with the attorneys. But again, thankful for you jumping on the call today, sharing your knowledge, giving those gems to the listeners, and hopefully inspiring some people to take action or step it up and go to the next level. So thank you, Chris.
John, thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.